Hare Krishna, Prabhu Mataji. Welcome to this Srimad Bhagavad Gita session. So today we'll be discussing from 18th chapter, verse number 45, 46 and 47. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. जगन्नाथ बलदेव माई की जय, नरसिंह भगवान की जय, पंचतत्व की जय, षड गोस्वामी की जय, गुरु परंपरा की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री गुरुदेव चार्य रूप। So from chapter 18, verse number 45, 46 and 43. So three verses will be 18.45. स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु स्वे स्वे कर्मणि अभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now please hear from me how this can be done. 46. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam swakarmanatam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam swakarmanatam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, man can attain perfection through performing his own work. Prabhupada ki jai. Go to the 47th verse. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitaha. Paradharma swanushtitat swabhavaniyatam karma kurvannapnoti kilvisham. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharma swanushthitat swabhavaniyatam karma kurvannapnoti kilvisham. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. Prabhupada ki jai. I'll just read this purport of this 46. Very nice to understand. As stated in the 15th chapter, all living beings are fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Supreme Lord is the beginning of all living entities. This is confirmed in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadhyasya Yataha. The Supreme Lord is therefore the beginning of life of every living entity. And as stated in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, the Supreme Lord, by his two energies, his external energy and the internal energy, is all pervading. Therefore, one should worship the Supreme Lord with his energies. Generally, the Vaishnava devotees worship the Supreme Lord with his internal energy. His external energy is a perverted reflection of the internal energy. The external energy is a background. The Supreme Lord, by the expansion of his plenary portion as Paramatma, is situated everywhere. He is the super soul of all demigods, all human beings, all animals, everywhere. One should therefore know that as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one has his duty to render service unto the Supreme. Everyone should be engaged in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness. That is recommended in this verse. Everyone should think that he is engaged in a particular type of occupation by Rishikesha, the master of the senses. And by the result of the work in which one is engaged, Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna should be worshipped. If one thinks always in this way, in full Krishna consciousness, then by the grace of the Lord, he becomes fully aware of everything. That is the perfection of life. The Lord says in Bhagavad-gītā 12.7, Tesham aham samudharta. Supreme Lord himself takes charge of delivering such a devotee. That is the highest perfection of life. In whatever occupation one may be engaged, if he serves the Supreme Lord, he will achieve the highest perfection. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So this in this section from 18.41 to 48, it is actually freedom from reaction by occupational work. See, all the work is controlled by the modes. Yet, one can become free from the reactions of work by acting as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra in Nishkama Karma Yoga while worshipping the Lord through that work. So, 46th verse, now 45th verse, he is telling how it can be done. Now, Krishna is telling us. So, 46 is one can become perfect by doing all the duties of his respective varna for the pleasure of Krishna. See, we are all spiritual aspirants, but we are all leading a material life. But we are aspiring for spiritual benefits. So, always a question comes in front of us to how to balance this equation. We have to remember that on the one hand, we have to lead our material responsible lives. And on the other hand, the instruction of the scriptures is that our mind has got to be engaged always in thinking of Krishna. Our lives have to be surrendered. So these are the two positions we are caught up in this material world. See, the Shastras are very clear regarding instructions. Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad-gītā in the 18.46, by worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all-pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. See, beautiful two lines, right? Krishna says, Yatha pravartir bhutana. Yatha pravartir bhutanam. All living entities will have to perform the different material duties according to their circumstances. And all these activities are coming out of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna. That is Yatha pravartir bhutanam. And yena sarvam idam tatam. Because he is all-pervading. Everywhere he is situated. Mata parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. Krishna says, apart from me, you don't see anything in this manifestation. So you be sure about it. So Krishna tells to Arjuna, if this is so, then every living entity is advised, swakarmana, through his own actions. Tam abhyarchya. You have to worship the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna. And then if you do that, siddhim vindati manavaha. Then those living entities will definitely attain perfection. See, we're all sitting in various stages and so many programs, they are all going on, right? It's all because the living entities who are situated in their own occupation duties, they are helping each other to do these things. So this is a way to link our daily work to Krishna's service. So we should not disturb ourselves. And we should not run away from our work, right? But we should start one thing. That is, keep the chanting beats and start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Unless you do this, your life is completely useless. So without remembering Krishna, whatever you do, is this illusion energy. And illusion energy is compared to mirage. In the desert, you see water. But as soon as you run to drink the water, there is no water at all. It appears that there is water, but there is no water. So without Krishna, you may feel that you are very happy and happiness is within your reach. Without Krishna, you may feel. But you can't be really happy without remembering Krishna. So these are very clear instructions from Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita is our preliminary science. So in any difficult situation, see, we have so many difficult situations. We should not grind ourselves in the miserable condition. Instead, we should run to Krishna in the temple or have a nice temple altar in your own house. And you will experience that as soon as you go to Krishna and just join your hands and tell him, Prabhu, I am yours. I am in a difficult condition. Please do whatever you like, but I can't bear this. And if you request him, you will see miraculously the difficulties disappear. This is from practical experience. It's not a mentally concocted idea. No. Vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayon moolanam. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. And such truth uproots the threefold miseries. Vedyam, as soon as you try to know Krishna. And to know Krishna, see, communion with the Lord by transmission of the transcendental sound vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's not different from the whole spirit of Krishna. So the sound vibration is not different from Krishna. You chant a simple verse and a simple prayer, and that transmission of the sound will connect you to the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna. So we should not get rotten into this material atmosphere. We have a powerful Father. So recognize the authority of the Father and come to Him running. Not only at the time of difficulty, but all the time we should run to Krishna. It's very important. See, in 18.47, see, the theme is that as one should not take medicine prescribed to someone else, correct? You should take whatever medicine prescribed to you, not for someone else. So, as one should not take medicine which is prescribed to someone else, one should stick to his own prescribed duties and not try to take someone else's. So, better to engage in one's own occupation, even though imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. That's what Krishna says in this verse. See, every one of us in this material world has been assigned certain duties by Krishna. He knows our abilities very well, what we can handle and what we cannot, and has accordingly distributed the duties. So, we should try to perform them very perfectly, meticulously. Even if we fail in our attempts to accomplish the task, Krishna would be pleased when one makes sincere efforts to perform that work. The failures which we come across will be lessons for us to improve ourselves in future. On the contrary, if we don't do our duty, and rather spend the valuable energy and time provided Krishna in completing others' duties perfectly, we will definitely come into trouble. So the most merciful Lord Krishna, taking into our account our forgetful nature, is repeatedly stressing on this fact. In 3.35 also he says, it is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties even though faultily than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duty, for to follow another's path is dangerous. Same thing he says in 47, right? It is better to engage in one's own occupation even though one may perform it imperfectly than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. So duties prescribed according to one's own nature are never affected by sinful reactions. So we might wonder, what could be the danger or sinful reaction that would affect us in performing others' duties? That question will arise. Number one, first obvious danger is we are the ones who will be held answerable for neglecting our prescribed duties. See, in the office, be it the boss in this material world, right, or the Supreme Lord, both of them will be displeased. We cannot provide lame excuses to the boss that we are busy doing others' duties and therefore I was not able to complete my duty. We cannot do that, right? The second point is, by doing others' duties, we are not helping them. Please understand this point. By doing others' duties, we are not helping them. Rather, we are depriving the opportunity of their progress. By performing their prescribed duties, we make them lazy. See, we can guide others, but not land up doing everything ourselves. As the saying goes, right? Tough seas make efficient sailors. So we should not interfere in others' duties. See, practical example could be, everybody is aware of this, all the grastas with children. That parents doing the homework for their children. Any parent who is serious about the child's progress, no, he would not do this mistake. Because they very well know the child would not gain knowledge if they keep doing the child's assignments. We might also have seen how much the pupa struggles inside the cocoon before it turns into a beautiful butterfly. Now, if we try to cut open the cocoon ourselves, we only hurt the butterfly because its wings would be of less strength and it will be short-lived. On the other hand, when it comes to on its own, comes out of its own, its wings will be fully developed and strong and it will fly beautifully. So let us all abide by the words of Krishna, understanding his instructions without any misinterpretation, and perform our prescribed duties carefully. See, each one of us are blessed with a unique talent and capacity. Very nicely given by Krishna, right, for all of us. So we must understand this truth and serve him in the best possible manner without any other motives, right? And with our respective talents. And more importantly, we must not try to imitate others. Prabhupada very nicely explained in this purport of 18.47. One should not imitate another's duty. One should not imitate another's duty. A man who is by nature attracted to the kind of work done by Shudras should not artificially claim to be a Brahmana, although he may have been born into a Brahmana family. In this way, one should work according to his own nature. See, no work is abominable if performed in the service of Krishna. There is a nice story in this regard. See, once there lived a goat which used to eat the crops grown by the farmers. Okay. Now, since the farmers discouraged them, the goat was unhappy. So while going through the forest, it came across a tiger's skin. So cunning plan struck him. The goat, it wore the tiger's skin and started scaring the small animals in the jungle. So as soon as the goat entered the field with the tiger's skin, all the people and animals left the place out of fear of being killed by it. So it was enjoying the grass. Few days passed and the goat was having a nice time enjoying the grass in the absence of others. See, nothing goes unnoticed by Krishna, right? So one day, people came to know the truth. They saw the goat, wearing the tiger skin, eating grass. Tigers live on flesh, right? Don't eat grass. So they approached it, and the goat got a nice beating for cheating everyone. The lesson to be learned is that we should not imitate others. Due to our inabilities, we should not be able to successfully imitate them. And we definitely exhibit our weakness, right? And would easily get into trouble. So we should engage ourselves in serving the Supreme Lord Krishna with whatever talents Krishna has blessed us with, and not waste our time in imitating others. These are very important points from these 3 verses we could understand. So we'll stop here. So try to take these lessons and put into the practice of daily life. Hare Krishna, Granth Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna.